All right, so cross guard. So you're gonna back up and from my guard, and then you're gonna stand up. You're gonna get squished. So cross guard, I have the guard closed, and then I'm gonna get the opposite grip, the cross grip, hook under her foot, and foot in the armpit. This is what I call cross guard.
Okay.
So there's obviously things we can do here. We can throw our hips up and get this omoplata, right? We can pull her back in, looking for the triangle. What I like to do a lot is just a sweep. So I pendulum myself out here, and then on the way down, I step right in front of her foot. So it's like an omoplata sweep. I'm gonna go here, bellying out,
I like it.
lift the foot, position inside. What's that?
My hands and my phone's gonna be in the hand and exposed.
I'll do it again. The cat didn't even move.
Don't give me. That's care, man.
That cat doesn't care, man.
So, crossed grip, uppercut type hook under around the ankle, a lot like X guard you would do, and then the foot right into the armpit there. Okay. So now I can do the omoplata. I would let my foot slip, throw my hips up high, and catch that. Right. I could pull her in, letting my foot slip, and catch the triangle. Right. I could pendulum and come here sweeping, bellying out, posturing. Right?
Look at this guy.
Yeah, the cat didn't even move.
He doesn't
No.
care. My
Hey,
cat's
that
a
put-
maniac. My cat's a maniac. Look at that guy.
I know the
Yeah, he
cat
just
is
laid
but
there.
Where,
He doesn't
where are you
care.
gonna finish?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
So someone want to try that?
Real quick, Brian, where do you
Yes.
finish for that? I know the cat was there
Yeah.
because you're on your knees with your back facing. What
Yeah.
I mean, what would be your
The way that I finish here. So you can, as long as this is up, she's not getting up. So I switch, hold under the head, and go to the side.
and go to side?
Right. That's the easiest one.
Okay. And that other foot is just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your right foot is just up there, just
Yeah. I use it for off balancing them. So I'm keeping it active, but it's not usually touching anything. It's staying away from their reach, right? Staying where they can't grab it. And also, I'm using it, like I might hook under their knee, or I might block their other leg. I'm using it, but it's kind of just available, right?
right.
Yeah. Can't hold fingers.
I'm not holding finger.
You did hold fingers.
I'm going to use it. Oh, it hurts here.
You can't just let go.
I'm learning it, dude.
I know, you can't let go.
Let me get my guard.
You got to throw your hips.
Mm.
That's good.
This one. Oh my God, grab your head.
Hmm?
Where you keep my guitar?
I can't fit in that.
I feel like putting my gun on your belly.
Yeah, block my foot. You want me to do it again so you can see?
No, I know how to do it. It's just hard for me to do it again. Cool. I think that's the only one I can do.
Yeah. You had to practice, that's all.
I'll try to do it.
You've never done that one, right?
No.
But you've got the triangle, coach, right
What?
at the top. You got the triangle. I got the omoplata. You'll see that.
You're crossing your triangle backwards.
Okay. Okay. So I have the omoplata here, right?
You want his arm bent for omoplata? You don't want his arm straight. His hand should be in your other hip. He can get out of there. His hand should be in your other hip.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So that actually, I kind of understand the concept there. So what I had is, oh, I see. Because when I go here, I want this leg over.
Right.
Right there. Got it? Got your leg? Okay. So I want to be across here, correct? Foot in the armpit. And then hook underneath the leg.
Yep.
And then let this foot slide out. And then this one drives down, correct?
Right. Now you can do your triangle.
Now, the only difference between the no-gi and the gi is just the grip, correct?
Right. So the no gi, you can hold the gi, you can hold the sleeve, right? And it's harder for them to break the grip. So
Here.
it's a little more effective, right? You have more time to do the move. Where no gi, you have to make sure your grips are good and that you're not staying in one spot too long, right?
Right.
Yeah, because then they just break the grips and you lose everything.
And you get inside foot position.
Yeah.
And then the sweep. You said the pendulum sweep?
We don't want to confuse the pendulum sweep, but yeah, we're gonna do a pendulum motion.
Yes. I'm kicking the foot here.
Yeah, that's a good spot. You're not kicking, you're just gonna block his foot.
And then pull forward.
A little bit. Your rotation is what's gonna knock him down.
So it's here. And then I'm rotating.
To your right.
That.
Yep.
But I don't have the, do I have the right foot here?
You could do that. If you do that, you want to come up to the mount or the knee on belly.
Okay. So could you pop
This-
the other leg though?
This is a variation of the omoplata sweep. So if you haven't done the omoplata sweep, it's going to be a little confusing.
So here, and then I'm going. Something doesn't seem like.
You want to hook under. Get your head near his ankle.
And this foot here,
Look at this here. Watch me. Let me change this.
you're not seeing it.
I think he's trying to do it from a static position too, right?
Yeah,
You have to
And he's trying to stay close to the.
kind of swing.
I want you to see how far my hips go out. Stand up. So look, I'm way out here. I swing myself way out here. That's what this leg is for. I kick. See, my butt comes out, and that starts her shoulder going out in that direction. Watch her shoulder. See? I pulled her. She took a little step. So that's what I'm gonna block. So I swing out and then I block. Now, right, and then belly out, belly out.
So he's falling.
He should fall towards your teardrop bag.
That way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Keep practicing. Rita's gonna practice. No. Keep your foot in my armpit. That stays there. Stretch my arm. Pull it. Pull this. Keep this straight. Pull that. Better. Now swing your butt towards the camera.
Well,
No. Swing your butt towards the camera. Now. You keep bending this. Can't bend that. We'll do it again. So look, I go this way. Here. Now I go this way.
Don't hit hard. Don't hit hard. This is cool.
Keep your foot around.
This.
Straight. Out. That way.
Before.
That was it. But then you gotta step on my ankle.
Right here.
Swing out. Now come back. And you gotta roll. You gotta belly out. You gotta roll belly out.
Belly out.
I cannot do it.
You can do it. Do it again.
Yeah, see, the way you'll do it here is in the same way. It's the same way.
There. And go. Belly out.
He helped me. I didn't do it.
You did it.
Here, right. That's what it's thinking.
So is that one better suited for that if you have closed guard and then they stand up?
So I always use closed guard as a reference, right? If she's standing up, go in that square. Stand up. So we're grappling. She stands up. I come in. I got a sleeve grip. She's trying to pass, right? Trying to pass a straight grip. I'm here, hook under. I can still do it, right?
Still get it. Okay.
I can still do it. I use closed guard as a point of reference because we're always there, right?
Just
that position always happens.
To learn.
And here's what I like about showing moves from closed guard. So I close my guard and I hold the wrists, right? So now when I show the move, I know where people's hands are supposed to be. So I say you grab their tricep. Let's say I'm gonna do an arm bar. I grab their tricep, I move the arm across, right? I step on the hip, and now they're in the same position that I want them to be. If they had an open guard and they're like, well, let's say they're in this position, and I say, grab the tricep, step on the hip, pull the arm across, they're not doing what I want them to do, right?
Right.
This is not an armbar.
Right.
So that's what I like about it. So on this move, I got the close guard. Okay, they stand up. What should we do? Stand up. Transition, feet to the hip. Cross grip. Pull foot into the armpit. Foot under. Right? That's, for me, I like to teach things from closed guard because then I can teach like those 3 to 4 points of contact all the time. Closed guard, do this, do this, do this, do this. If you're not in closed guard, now you adapt, right? You get the same things, but from wherever you're at, butterfly, whatever it might be.
Right.
Yeah. Good question. Yeah. All right, so a little funky position. I put that on brown belt. It used to be a lot more popular than it is now. And if you look at the higher belts, brown and black, talks about modern guards, right? So I'm talking about things like that, tornado guard, things that reverse de la Riva used to, well, it's always been around, but it's a more of a modern guard now. So I may or may not take that out. I want people knowing it, but it's not one of those more modern guards. And I wouldn't say it's very fundamental either. It's based on fundamentals, but so that's something I may change in the future in the belt test. It's not an urgent change. It's good for people to know, but I don't see people using it a lot anymore. It's still effective. I use it, you know, it's still effective, but it's not something you see a lot. So we could replace that with something a little more popular. I also remember on the higher belts, I want to add some freedom to the guards, to the sweeps, to the techniques. And that's why the verbiage in there is a modern, show like 2 modern guards, which will be guards that are not in the belt test, but they exist, right? So it could be like, I don't know if I have reverse de la Riva in there right now, but that could be one of them, right? Inverted guards are in there, but you know, K guard, that's a guard right now that is not in my belt test. So that could be one of your modern guards, right? And that's in the future. That's gonna be totally different when you get there. It's gonna be a whole different talk about guards and which ones are in there and which ones aren't, you know, what's modern and what's not. You're gonna see things get old and then come back. You know, you're gonna start to see things. I see stuff that was popular when I started, they stopped doing, and now it's back again, you know, and stuff that people thought was garbage back then, people started doing, and now they're not doing it anymore again, you know, and you see that revolution of techniques. So that'll be different when you get there. But right now, that's what we got in there. Like I said, it's kind of old. No one's really doing it. So I may change that. But that's something good to know. It's a good one.
In the year 2035.
Yeah.
Leg locks now.
Yeah. So you guys want to see some leg lock stuff? There's a lot of positions. Someone said heel hook. You want to go over that a little bit? Yeah.
Sure, we'll do the.
I'll show how I like to
squad.
do a heel hook. You know,
Routines.
it's going to be different than what most people are teaching right now. Like I said, I learned a lot of this stuff. I figured out on myself. Not on myself, but myself. So here, I like passing standing a lot. You guys can see here.
Mhm.
I like passing
Good.
standing. So a lot of my entries are that way as well. All right, so if I want to heel hook, you can scoot that way now a little bit. So what I'm going to do is you have to pin the legs. Control position's important, right? Just like any other submission. Just like any other submission, you know, position's important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to entangle the legs in a way that they're pinned, that they're not able to get out. So the one that I like to do, and it's not the inverted heel hook, it's not the most dangerous one, but you could get into it later, right? It can work its way in. I'm always picking this up off my hip, right? You seen earlier, just naturally she's pushing me away and stuff. making me off balance. You want to always be lifting that off. Take away the points of contact, right? I'm not trying to foot lock this yet. I just don't want it on my hip, right? And this, I don't want snaking out around my leg, so I'm going to push it out that way. So this is reverse de la Riva, or regular de la Riva. I should already have this knee pointed out, right? Don't let her get that inside control that you were talking about, you know, and so I'm keeping that down, keeping my chin out, and I'm picking this up off my hip. Now, right here, I could enter into the heel hook. In fact, it's a really good spot for it. A lot of times, the way I pass the guard, people like to do de la Riva on me because I'll step right here, right? And so it just makes sense. Set up de la Riva guard. So what I'm gonna do with my opposite hand, I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna hook the tendons of the knee here, and I'm gonna pull it across, right? So you see she's already bending, right? She's giving into that inward pressure. So I pull that, and then I'm gonna sit in and under her, right here. And this leg comes up and goes under her other leg here, right? Goes under her other leg. Now, if I can, I'll just go over and trap it that way. But I don't have to. I can just stay under, okay? From here, you see I already have the heel hook here. Can you see?
Can't see that other side, but I can tell.
Yeah, you
See where
can't
your hand is.
You see, let me
You're
untie
okay,
you.
you're okay.
No, I'm not okay. This is
Or now
okay.
you're testing, like,
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. And so the legs are entangled. The thing most people do to get away from the heel hook, they're trying to get their knee out. So they're rolling. See, she had to untangle the legs, right? When I lock, she can't untangle. And she can't roll. And honestly,
It's
by
like,
then,
like a figure four.
yeah,
the
and by
legs.
then, honestly, that untangling that she did, it would have been too late, right? Because that takes too long. Right here, I already heel hooked her, right? Even before, that's what I said, if I can do that. What I mean by that is, it takes longer to do that than it does to heel hook. So I could have already heel hooked, right?
Right.
I got back here so you can see this. Where I'm hooking is right there. Using the same bone. My thumbnails, do they block me? Or is it different on your computer?
It's different. My
Okay,
my
good.
little
So you
my
can
little
see her
picture's up in
foot?
the corner. Correct.
Okay,
I
good.
can.
So I use the bone of my wrist under the heel, right? Her toes, and Rita has a really short leg, so physically it's really difficult to get her toes up in my armpit. They should be up in my armpit, okay? And then my lock is gonna be here, or overhand, helping this wrist. My turn is not the arm doing that, although that might make her tap already. It's actually my torso turning, right? So my legs don't roll. The legs stay where they are. My torso turns. So I'm heel hooking like that, like I'm bringing her heel over my body as I turn and look that way. Okay? From here, you see her knee came out. I want to roll this way, and I can heel hook this side. This one's the inverted. So basically you have outside heel hook and inside heel hook. The outside is the first one I did, which I feel like is really hard to get out. Inside is a lot more dangerous, but arguably easier to get out. So those are the heel hooks. Let me do it closer here. Just come here to your leg. So you see how I pull this in? So I have a wrap here, like I'm gonna go for a foot lock. And then this hand, I come under her knee, lifting, making sure it's bent. And I can bring her close to me. That's how I like to keep someone in tight and throw my leg over, right? Can you get away?
No, I'm not gonna try.
So now she's close, we're tight. I can take my hand out, I pull the knee across. I want this 90-degree bend. Then I come back here. Once I do that, I don't have to hold the knee anymore. I lock my hands and I can do the heel hook there.
And you're not in danger there. Your feet, because of
This
I
foot
know
here,
your right foot was hidden.
Right.
and then your left foot was over top.
It's over
That's-
top. Now,
that's-
if I don't do anything with her foot and I just leave that there, she can start twisting and turning on my foot. No, not escaping like a foot lock. Yeah, right there. That will do it, right? It's not going to beat my heel hook. My heel hook's going to happen first. But if I let her start working that, she'll find something that works. You know what I mean? She could hurt me there if
Some
I'm not
type of toe
doing.
hold.
So if I'm not like, if I don't know what I'm doing yet, and they do, I could get in trouble, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that won't beat the heel hook. So the way I thought about things when I was learning my footlocks is I kind of treated them like chess. I called the straight footlocks were the pawns, right? My my toe holding knee bars were like the bishops, and then the heel hook was the king, right? And so I always wanted the better piece, right? I wanted the king. The heel hook's going to beat your toe holds, your knee bars, right? Your toe hold's usually going to beat the knee bar, assuming you locked them in at the same time, just because it's quicker. So you could up that maybe a piece, right? I just kind of put them together because they were also allowed at the same level in IBJJF. And then the straight footlock, that was like the pawn. That's like the first one you learn. That's the first one you do. But some people can just sit there and watch you do it, and it takes a lot of effort. It's got to be perfect to tap them sometimes. But you do some of the other ones, they're going to tap much quicker and they're more dangerous. So the heel hook, that's the one that you want to make sure you're getting. If someone is attacking you at the same time, right? If you can find a heel hook, do that. If you can't, do a toe hold. If you can't, then do a knee bar. And if you can't, then you do the straight ankle lock. But if you're stuck doing a straight ankle lock, they were doing this, and they're doing the foot lock first, they're either doing a better foot lock or they got the straight ankle lock first, right? So better to get out of there than to try to crank on their foot because they're cranking on yours. Just doesn't make sense, right? You want to be better at it and doing a better submission than them. So regular heel hook, inside heel hook, and that's how I set that up. I enter it that way. It works for me. I know they're teaching a lot more complicated ways to get into there, and isn't that bad? That's just not how I like to do it. I like to go straight into there. I'm still achieving a position. I'm still pinning the legs. I just enter differently, you know? And then I find that most people try to roll out of that heel hook and they give me a knee bar. So let me show that.
So coach, can we walk through that heel hook real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so here you said you want to grab this part of the knee here
Yep.
and sit down on this.
Sit like under him, under his hips. You don't like coming off his feet. Well, you're gonna have to practice something. I'm gonna have to find a drill where you go from your feet to like your butt.
Your butt.
Yeah, and just like give you like a drill that's just really awkward for you until you're comfortable.
So here,
Closer to his
I'm
head.
bringing the leg across.
You're weaving it over his leg and under his knee. And be careful because there's a lot of tension already.
Yeah.
Sometimes people tap just from the position.
So I'm weaving it between the other, underneath the other knee.
Should be under his other knee. I can't see, so.
Right, I'm underneath his other knee.
Okay. Now your arm shouldn't be under his leg. It should be over. And now you want to hook. His toes should be in your armpit and his heel should be in your wrist. Now don't apply any pressure yet. Now see how you're holding your right hand with your left? You don't ever want to do that. You want to, your other arm is helping the arm that's doing the submission. So that should be holding the hand that's doing the work, right? You're assisting it. So it can be underhand, it can be overhand. That's not too important. And I want you to go very slow until you feel like it's slowing down a little bit. Okay, so stop there. So he's ready to tap there, but what you're doing is you're rolling your whole body. So what you want to do is keep your legs where they are. Don't roll off your butt. Don't turn. You just want to turn your upper body. But honestly, don't go until he taps because he's not going to know when to tap. The heel hook doesn't hurt until it breaks.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So he's not going to know to tap because he's never been in a heel hook. So don't actually do the move. I just want you feeling a little bit of like the foot's not moving, and then you stop. Right? So right there. Yeah, just stop right there. You don't need to go any further than that. The main thing on the heel hook is just getting the position, exposing the heel, you know, and getting your wrist in the right spot. Because there's no amount of muscle right there that's defending his knee from his break.
This is the right position I'm looking for.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You're saying this hand, the hand is underneath the wrist, I mean the heel?
Yeah. And bring it across, and then you bring that across your body, but don't actually do it. That'd be the worst. Lucas gets hurt before he can even train. Because that's an injury, they're going to remember you forever. You know? That injury does not go away.
I feel a lot of pressure right here in the hip, like you.
Yeah. Different amounts of flexibility will affect where you feel it, but in the end, it messes up the tendons in your knee, the ligaments, the LCL, the MCL, especially. You know, someone just got heel hooked and they didn't tap, and they shredded all three, the ACL, the LCL, and the MCL. So they're pretty messed up.
So the move to get down there, let me get back up there real quick. I just want to make sure I get a sense of this. So I'm looking to get my hand under here and turn this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this about?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not pushing, I'm pulling. When you push, they're going to push off of you, right? They're going to push back.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, you got to be real gentle with it. I'm not putting any force.
So
now you sit. Now you sit.
Yeah. But so that I don't lose it, where do I have my hand here?
Remember I was holding the ankle?
Here.
Just,
Am I having the hand over?
yeah, just normal.
No.
Yep. And then you sit.
What you do?
And then remember, you got to sit under his hips. You're really far away.
Right. So I want to end up right here.
Really close, even closer.
I want to end up here. This foot underneath my hand.
Right.
But this leg here should have already been entangled before I sit down, right?
Right. Well, no, on the way down. And your foot should be under his knee. Both feet should be under his knee.
So at what point do I cross this foot?
As you're sitting?
So, so as I'm sitting, this leg is coming over?
Yeah. But you're not sitting, you're standing. So it's not going to work. You got to be willing to sit down.
Okay, let me do this here. Okay, don't resist so much. So as I'm sitting, sit.
I'm sorry.
I'm far away. I'm not holding on.
You're not sitting. It's like you're afraid to sit. Yeah, look. You got to sit. Be willing to come off your feet.
If I have him here, I just want to sit down.
Yeah, but don't sit away. Sit into, like under him.
Right. So if I'm here, I just want to sit down. That's the problem.
You're trying to get your close to your heel.
Yeah, it's getting the sitting down old man syndrome.
We need a drill for this.
That's a good drill for you, Juan.
Yeah,
You
we need a drill for this.
I need to, my hips are too tight. And I'm spreading
Maybe
it
like
out.
a rope. You get a rope, tie it to something, and do a pistol squat until you're sitting.
that's a good idea.
You know, and then do that, alternate legs. So you can use the rope for balance until you can sit down.
Right, like a TRX squat.
Yeah, use the TRX, something like that. Yep.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll practice.
Because some of these moves, not just today, but I'm finding that it's really hard for you to like take yourself off your feet sometimes. You want to do everything standing until it's done and then sit, but it won't work that way, right? Because the angles aren't right.
Yeah, you do it earlier.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sitting too far away to execute that correctly.
Yeah. So let's back up a little bit and we'll go to the straight ankle lock. That should be the first thing that you learn with leg locks. Shouldn't be the heel hook, but the heel hook's the one that everybody wants to learn, right? So the straight ankle lock. And again, I like to enter it from standing. It's not the only way I do it, but I like to enter from standing because I'm usually here passing, right? So I'm here, took the guy down. I'm still in the same position. And this time I remember when I used her leg like this to kind of sit down and bring her in. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time with the outside hand. And look how I hold. I think of it like a gentleman pose. So when you're walking and like you're supposed to hook the arm and then the girl kind of just drapes her hand inside there. So it's a horizontal forearm, right? Horizontal to the ground. I say that because a lot of people hold it like this. That's at an angle, big angle. I need this horizontal with the ground. Imagine you're holding your own lapel. And you could even do that, hold your own lapel, right? So I'm here, holding my lapel. I slide back. So what happened? She just felt something. My wrist bone is on the Achilles. Her toe got stuck in the heel, or her toes got stuck in my armpit. She's in a footlock already.
Yeah.
If I posture,
Tap.
she's tapping. My second hand, I could hold here. The problem with doing it here is they raise their hip up. Yeah,
There's no more.
now she don't feel it. So instead, I cup the knee, or I lock my hands, or I hold the belt or the gi. I'm gonna sit down. Whatever I need to make sure I sit close. I like to hold the knee, just like a heel hook, but this time I'm not gonna pull the knee across. I'm just gonna sit. And I throw my foot up. Here is where I dig in. Because what happens is you lose a little bit of that horizontal. So I dig in and I pull my wrist up to make it horizontal again. She's feeling every bit of this right now. So what I'm gonna do is go. So now I'm holding her foot. My arm's horizontal. This hand's helping. So now here's the part that works. I'm going to pull this elbow behind me, okay? I'm not gonna go forward onto my shoulder. I'm pulling my elbow behind me. Her foot was in there, okay? If it hasn't broke yet, I'm chesting down and then arching my back. I have a long ways to go. Remember, she felt it when I was standing.
Yep. He got a good grip. Oh, Corona.
So I'm here, look, drag.
Oh, that there.
It's right there,
I have it already.
okay? I could lock if I'm worried about losing it, or I could hold my lapel. Cup the knee, sit, block. She's trying to get over my knee. I gotta block that, okay? Dig in, lift up, get it back horizontal. Okay. Now, pull my elbow back, look down, bridge.
Well, you never turned that far.
That's a straight ankle.
Yeah, you'd never turn that far. Okay,
Let's get it.
Break a leg.
here, it's this arm. And the arm is straight, correct?
Yeah, go ahead and hold your rash guard for now. That way you don't mess up your grip.
Okay. And then I'm gonna sit down.
Step right under his tailbone with your right foot. Yep. I want you that close when you sit.
Look at you.
Throw your leg over. Remember, he's trying to stand up as soon as that happens. Roll this way. Roll this way. This way. Yeah. You want to lay on the leg. And now you're going to get that grip to reinforce your left hand. Nope. You're holding your right. Hold your left. Yeah. Right? You got to help yourself. And now it looks a little deep, which is not good actually. But let's do it anyway because that gives you time to do more of the move. So now I want you to, since it hurts to do it fast, you're going to slowly, inch by inch, just bring your elbow behind you. And he might tap already. That's fine. And then arch a little bit. Arch your back, looking at the mat first.
Stopping, he's stopping.
Yeah, he is tapping on your leg. Not very hard, but he was tapping.
Okay, so you want me to just keep it right here?
No, because I feel more don't.
Okay, so keep the toe on the, he said that keeping the toe on the armpit.
Right.
Works better.
I feel more.
He says not bringing the toe through the armpit.
I want the foot should feel like it's gonna slip out the front.
Yeah, in the armpit, yeah. I mean, I feel more. Yeah, people want.
No, you're stretching my foot. No, start over. You can't fix it. If you fix it, it's too late. The toes should be, not the toes, but the foot should feel like it's gonna slip out the front of the armpit.
See that? Yeah, but look.
No, see how my heels don't like that? That's not good.
Your shoulder back. Look, go like this. Look.
Better. My toes are in the back. I feel your back. No, don't change. Just do it. You're right-handed? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm trying to find out.
What do you write with? You go with that hand.
I'm trying this one.
I feel your back.
But your feet is not
My
middle.
toe is touching your back. It shouldn't touch your back. No. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that part of it.
Right. Coach,
You're still on your elbow?
he was telling me that he felt it more when I rolled the shoulder back.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I say pull your elbow behind you.
Right, okay.
Yes, you're not always.
So let me ask you something though, because the sitting down, as I'm having issues with it, right? I'm grabbing my own lapel,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't be, I guess, smart for me to grab another, like his leg on the other side as I sit down to keep myself from moving back.
No, you want to dominate the one leg. So I recommend holding either hold your grip already or hold something on their knee, like above their knee to bring you in close. Don't go down yet.
The leg that you have one.
I started here. Now slide back.
The leg I had,
Yeah, you want to hold that one.
Now, right now you're on a little bit of my muscle. A little
I
bit.
feel like if you try to do rock back, I guess I'll take it off.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like grab in front of that knee.
So
This one here,
you
Yeah.
lose when you sit. See now it's at
So that way when you sit, you stay real close to that.
So you're on that.
No, see you're on the outside. So come back up. You got to sit in a way that you don't lose it. Go slower. You're going too fast.
And throw that leg over to block his body. Remember, to block his hips.
Now, sit close. Straight down.
there.
Now, no, rock that way. Lean on your elbow, right? Hold on. On your elbow. This needs to be. Okay. Now, don't go to your chest. Pull your elbow backwards. Yeah. No. Pull your elbow back again. Pull your elbow back.
Where? If I put this way?
No, that way. Behind you. Yes. Now do it again.
What do you want me to do?
Do it again. No, not over. Again. Like, do it like ratchet. Now do it again. Yes. Now, hold on. Look at the mat.
That's how I'm looking.
No, when you're arching, you're starting to look at the ceiling. There. Look, feel this.
Look what you do. I move my foot.
Feel this. Looking at the mat,
There you go. It hurts right there.
or I look at the ceiling.
Let go.
Which one hurt more?
Both.
Pay attention.
Let go. Let go. My foot hurts. I'm feeling it.
Pay attention. If I'm looking here, pay close attention to how much it hurts. Right. Now if I go this way,
It hurts.
which one hurts more?
Both.
More quantity.
No, both are hurting. No, I'm not.
There you go.
No, I'm not.
Anyways.
So, Coach,
Yes.
when you're saying to pull your, this is where I'm having trouble too. When you're here and you're saying to pull your elbow back,
Yeah.
can you do it in steps?
Yes, that's what I was trying to show Rita. That right there.
Oh, okay.
Do that again.
I don't want to do, okay. Just
Watch.
like that? I mean, is
Yeah.
that all we're doing?
It's like a ratchet. Little by little, bringing it behind you. Because what happens is most people bridge and their chest is to the ceiling. But what's
Yes.
behind them? The floor. You can only bridge so far, right? But if I turn my chest to the floor, I'm contorting their foot even more. And then I have unlimited arch, as much as my back can arch, because the floor doesn't get in the way, right?
That's what I've always had trouble with it. I end up falling, I try to do it in one motion. I end up falling on my face, so I stop trying to. I come here and then I do this. And
Right,
this is
you don't
nothing.
go forward.
Got no place to go.
Yep, you have to pull your elbow backwards.
Okay.
If you go forward, then what happens is like you're stretching their foot. You're not gonna hurt their foot, right? It's not gonna break. It's gonna
Well, I also have no place to
stretch. I
go.
mean, you might get a stretch in those little bones. There's a lot of little bones. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be enough to get a guy to tap out.
Well, all of my weight is pushing down. So
Right.
it's not doing anything.
Yeah, you're just laying on it.
Now let me.
I've always had trouble with this. So I always had trouble with
So you showed from that same move then the other side.
Yeah, see how it got caught?
it. Yeah.
Got
No.
caught.
Come close. And stick.
Turn this over.
Oh, I see.
I
Now
can
rock
do.
that way.
I can do it this way too.
No,
No?
no, because I come up with you.
Okay. So I go.
You
Now
lay
keep
on
it
it.
here. And I
Now,
keep
how
my
am I
elbow.
gonna come up? Right? I can't come up because now you're looking.
Okay. So now have my elbow in. Now bring my elbow in.
Yeah, see, do that again and again. And you just keep ratcheting until your shoulder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, staying chest down, you bridge.
Okay. And then it-
Know what I mean?
my elbow here in the mat.
Making notes.
Yeah, because if you, what happens? People rush. People rush, and then it's not optimal. It's not the best way it can be done. Some people are going to tap, but are they the person you're training for? You know what I mean? You're training for good people. Maybe you're not training for worlds, right? But you want to tap the
I
major.
don't know about the other guys, so I am.
Yeah, I mean, no, but when you do a footlock to anybody, if they say, if Braulio, right, he comes and does a seminar. He just did a seminar. And he goes, hey, show me your ankle lock. And he lets you do it. You should be able to make him tap, right? He's letting you do it.
Right.
That's why I don't do seminars.
You know what I mean? So, but if you do it the wrong way, he's going to be able to sit there and go, It hurts. It could be better though, right? So you
Right.
want it to work. You want it to happen. You know what I mean?
Now, is there an arm bar from there?
From the straight ankle lock, maybe if they try defending with their arm, right? They hold your neck.
No,
If you're going for the straight ankle lock, they hold your neck before you even laid back. You could probably
Maybe.
transition. Yeah. I'll never say no. I'll always try to find a way.
I've got to do that a million times.
The real question is there a straight ankle lock from the arm bar?
there you go.
Yeah, there is.
I'm sure there is. Yeah. That's probably easy.
Someone was doing an arm bar, and I think they transitioned into the toe hold
Oh yeah.
in a video, and everyone freaked out about it. Yeah.
You said
But I mean,
they transitioned from an arm bar
They
to
did
a
the
toe hold?
opposite. They went from the arm bar to the toe hold.
Yeah.
Let me
Nice.
close this because we're already past.